You've tried it all, and manifestation just doesn't work for you. I believe there's one word that you're missing that is the key that you have already in your hand, and you just need to put it in the lock and turn that key. I'm going to share that one word with you and how it's going to change everything for you starting today. I'm Jim Y'all, and I've been coaching people for over 30 years. I used to be in the church world for many years and left all that behind. And over the last year, my life has changed so dramatically that it's changed more in 1 year than it's changed in the previous 54 years of my life. If that sounds like something that might help you, I invite you to subscribe below, leave me a comment so I can get to know you a little better, and drop a like on this video because it helps me to grow and it helps me to touch more people in their lives just like you. So what is this one word? What is this key that once in the lock can unlock the life of your dreams? Well, maybe you feel a little like I have felt in my life. Read tons of books on manifestation and having the life of your dreams and setting your intention and all the stuff. Everybody from Joe Dispenza to Wayne Dyer to David Hawkins to all these many other greats, the Hicks, Abraham and Esther, and there's just too many to name here. And sometimes I would find myself in these places where I think this stuff works for other people, but it doesn't seem to work for me. Do you feel like that? Let me tell you what that one missing word is. It's not working. It's not happening, but here's the word, yet. It's not happening yet. You see, your life and my life is on a time continuum. Things that happen that are bigger things take time to fall into place. I believe our source, I believe God, is putting together the perfect life for you. And your part in co-creating that is to set your intention on the life you want, your desire for the life you want. And when you set your intention on that desire, when you specifically put out there in the universe, this is what I really want, this is what I'm after in my life, you are then co-creating with God the initiation process to bring that life about. Now, the key that we're missing is that word yet. Maybe it has not happened for you yet. Maybe it doesn't seem like it's working for you yet. The bigger your plans are in life, the bigger your dreams are, the longer it takes for those things to happen, because there are a lot of things between you and that dream that have to take place, that destination, that have to fall in order for you to make it so in your life. Now, what am I talking about? Let me share a story with you. My biggest leaps forward in life have always come in times where it looked like things were not working, where it looked like things were not happening. Back in my church days, when I was young, in my 20s, we were at this little church in the heart of the Bible Belt, and we'd been there about 6 years, and great people, good folks for the most part in this little location, but there was a little group of guys that kind of ran things like a lot of little churchyards are, and man, those guys gave me some fits, and I was too young to know how to process it and handle it and do certain things to make it better, and I just wanted out, and my wife wanted out. We had 2 young children. We were dirt poor. We were doing our best to make ends meet, both working, but just struggling all the time. And for that last year or 2 years maybe of existing in that little church, we were in a place, in a state of mind that we did not understand that we were co-creators with God. We were waiting on God to deliver us. We were waiting on a Moses encounter, something to come in from the outside and set us free from this place. I didn't understand about how to set my intention and do all that. But what I did not realize, in not understanding that, I still was setting my intention. I knew what I did not want, and I began to dream of what I did want. And I started reading all these books about church starts and church planning in those days, and kind of what that meant to me to go out and start something new and innovative that would connect with people that were disconnected from the spiritual. It's weird that I'm still kind of doing that after all these years in unique and different ways. But in those days, I didn't understand any of that. But I had set my intention finally on what I wanted. And do you know what happened? Everything fell apart. We went through a bankruptcy. We had gotten so financially destitute, we just couldn't make ends meet anymore. And when that bankruptcy happened, that little group of leaders at that church came to us and said, we can't have a pastor that is going through a bankruptcy. And that's some backwards crazy stuff, I know, but you got to understand the Bible Belt. And um, all of that happened, and overnight our lives fell apart. We were living in what they called a church parsonage, and it was this little house that the church provided for you to live in next to the church there. And our whole lives were wrapped up there. Our friends were there. Our home was there. Our kids' friends were there. They were growing up there. All of this stuff overnight literally fell apart. We moved out. We moved in next door to my parents. My grandmother had passed away, and we moved into her house next door. And for the first time in my life, for about 6 months, I think it was, I didn't have a job. I didn't know what we were going to do. I was freaking out. My gracious parents helped us out and took care of the kids and us and finances and so many other things. I got this little side job working as a maintenance guy as a church. But I remember this pivotal moment that happened in my life during those days. My neighbor behind me was a repo man, and this guy was a repo man in the South, in Arkansas. He was a tough customer. I mean, he looked like a repo man. I was out talking to him in the backyard one day, and this guy carried a gun with him, and he would go get people's cars when they didn't pay for it. He did all the stuff, you know, and he was talking his stuff, and for the first time in my entire life, I had always thought, I'm a pastor, you know, I'm spiritual, I'm this, and I didn't realize how much pride I had. And I had just this deep connection with that guy, and I thought, you know what, me and this guy are the same. Now, he totes a gun and takes people's cars, and he's redneck, but and I sound redneck the way I talk, but he's a different guy than me, but we're the same. But we are human, and we are here on this planet doing our thing and trying to live our lives. And I had this deep connection with him. And I know it sounds weird and it's not something I can put into words for you, but a switch flipped for me that day. And I just began to experience this different level of love for humanity, not religious love, not judgmental love, not kind of what I had grown up in that whole Bible Belt world, but just this absolute, I want to show people like this that we are all the same and we're all loved and there's compassion and hope for all of us in life. And that changed things for me. And all the things that we had dreamed up and wanted in our life when we were stuck in that little corner of the universe where we felt trapped, suddenly those things began to fall away and new things started to happen. Now, it took several years after that for it all to fall into place, but we ended up moving here to where we live now in Wisconsin. We started a church for people who don't like church, and we connected doing that for many years. And when I pulled out of that whole church world eventually and left that behind and do what I do today, our lives absolutely unfolded, and we became more abundant, more blessed than we ever dreamed was possible in our lives. And the reason I'm sharing this long, kind of drawn out story with you is I want you to understand something. Whatever it is that you are trying to manifest in your life, if it feels like it's not happening, if it feels like it's not working, I want you to start inserting the word, it's not happening yet. Big dreams take big time for everything to fall into place. Now, we talk on here a lot on this channel about attracting things to you, and the more you remove resistance in your life, the sooner you can attract it. And I believe that is all true, but I believe I had a lot of resistance in my life to the things that I wanted to attract. Now, as I've gotten older and I've grown, I've learned how to remove that resistance. I love what David Bear says. If you ever checked him out here on YouTube, he says, intention plus non-resistance equals desired result. When we set our intention on what we want, the key is for us to remove the resistance to it. And when we get that resistance out of the way, when we let go and let God, so to speak, that's when we really start to attract the things in our life that we desire. So if this feels like it's not working for you, I want you to insert the word yet into that statement. It's not working yet. And when you start to believe that your destiny is coming, that it's on the way, and you just have to wait for it, it's down to timing now and what's right for your life and the timing for your life for all those things that are in you, because they're in you for a reason to come to pass. You remove resistance. And when your resistance removes, trust me, things are going to click into place. And they're going to click into place a lot faster than what they've been clicking for you all along. So wherever you're at on your journey today, I want you to let go of resistance and start using that word yet. It's not happening yet, but it's going to happen for you. Release that resistance and watch it pull into your life, whatever it is for you. And I'll see you in the next video.